Okay, that was weird.
For you.
I don't know how that switched. I'm sorry, everybody.
For shame.
I don't have a hotkey for that, so I don't know how that switched. That's really, really weird. Anyway, I don't know what you guys saw, but right now Jorunado's doing a tank and jackal drop on the fort corner right here.
Oh, baby.
Baby.
Going straight for the fort. So after kind of a fumbled mid-assault from both players, Jorunado just saying, screw this, going straight for the fort with a tank and a couple of jackals.
And continually firing, gonna try to force Pave to lift off here. There is a 1 T-99 defending on turret, which actually does quite a lot of damage. Jorunado firing in himself. Pave has about half life right now. Jorunado, I'd really like to see him finish off that lunchbox if he continues this approach.
The lunchbox, as we know, just generating a little bit of overshield for the fort, essentially meaning that you can't pick it. You gotta go in, you gotta actually hit it if you're actually going to take any permanent health off. So that socket lunchbox and a couple of T-99s are keeping this from being the end game. So Jornado's going to have to step up his game and put together an actual army if he's going to be able to actually stay in this game and move in.
Having a substantial force is definitely a very important factor in this game. You can't necessarily just go assault crazy with your mech. As an RTS MOBA hybrid game that AirMech is, you need to balance out units with mech fire. Jorunado able to neutralize that middle outpost with his grenades. The one thing I will admit, the one thing Jorunado is really great at is that grenade aim and speed.
It is pretty slick.
It is pretty slick. And gonna do a gaddy drop on the corner. I'm hoping he does that on the far corner, and yes, he does. Again, would like to see that lunchbox finished off, but maybe he's just doing this.
That's good placement. It targets the lunchbox.
Is it in range of the T-99? No, it is not. So it is gonna force Pave.
Doesn't have to be.
It no, I mean the T-99 would have finished it off. So it will force Pave to react. But yeah, too many T-99s in this area for Jorunado to handle. 3. That's
it's just
a
spray of missiles just constantly spewing out of all those turrets every time he flies over.
21-8 right now. Jorunado obviously going to be behind with all the units that he's sacrificed, in his attempt to basically harass Pave over and over and over, and that middle outpost drop. But he's actually going to be able to pick off this. No, not staying to finish off the T-99, but we'll get the finish now.
Well, with an angel on the ground right next to you, gotta be careful.
And Jorunado really low on health. Okay, does boost away in time to. Oh, but Pave picking up that T-99 and pulling it back.
But without capturing the outpost, it's got no way of healing, so its time on this earth is limited.
It is. And Jorunado non-stop assault with these grenades, so units getting finished off left and right. Neither player really
harassed. He's investing nothing but killing multiple turrets here. Well, almost killing 2 more.
And I'm not sure if he's planning this.
Kind of caving and getting a ratchet.
He is sometimes using creeps, the creep timing for his attacks. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it is working out for him when he actually gets the timing right.
So Pave can clearly see that there's these shooters sniping his outpost out. What he should do, these shooters are vulnerable up close. As soon as he recognizes that there are shooters on the field, he should target those and take those out with his own mech.
Yeah, but I think they're both of these players a little bit too focused right now on, oh, the T-99, finally, that was the first one. That was the first one. Finally getting killed.
On the hill just doing work, taking out the post, taking out 1 and now almost 2 turrets, almost by themselves.
And the upkeep gap is actually getting slim, 14-8. So, and now 13-17. So Jorunado actually catching up here. Holy crap, that's a lot of defense on the board.
3 socketed turrets. Good luck.
No more harass.
Just for good luck.
Oh! Ooh. Does get that finish on Jorunado.
That's a lot of turrets. Now, had he juked south, he would have had a better time.
Right. Toward his outpost, that middle outpost still under his control, but he really needs to get back to the fight and start defending this if he wants to hold it. Again, Pave with the sniper over and over and over. Gonna keep harassing Jorunado's middle outpost if it stays, under his control. And Jorunado really needs to stay on top. Run right there, the Helix missiles, and boom! Oh no! Oh my god, that was insanely close. That was insane.
He did not go down.
He did not go down. Jorunado needs to kill these creeps before they neutralize. That's a lot of creeps already on an outpost that has nothing defending on that side. And that's pretty much it.
He's got rocket launchers literally strapped to his arms.
Literally strapped to his arms, although Pave basically has a 50 cal literally on his back. I'm not exactly sure how that works. But let's see, 21 to 10. So Pave's still holding the lead. And Jorunado taking mid.
I don't know if we can say either player really has a lead. Jorunado, I mean, the map control is identical. Neither player's really tried to go for the corners at all. So there's no net outpost advantage. Really, all they have is their upkeep. But, I mean, Pave is still entirely in turret.
And Pave saving himself there with the loop, and Jorunado not able to hold once again. A lot of these tanks are going to get finished off because they are not being supported by either the mech or supplementary units to compose a real force. The snipers, like you said, these shooters are still on that building, keeping the outpost neutral, so this map will be still divided pretty much directly down the middle.
Until those shooters get dealt with, they're going to keep doing work. They're going to keep taking out units. They're going to keep that post neutral. And Pave just will not be able to advance and actually capture that post and put some units down until he deals with those.
So the one thing I'd definitely like to point out is these players are playing, the way that they're using their units is very spread out and singular. The power in a lot of units, or basically in unit use, for the most part, is keeping them together so they can all basically fire at the same thing that gets close by, and also that any damage that goes down on the on a unit it tends to spread out unless a mech is specifically focusing down a specific unit, because units dropped you know, in the presence of other enemy units are forced to attack the closest one, and if there's a lot around, you're not really going to be able to focus down a single unit very easily unless you have very precise micromanagement skills. So Jorunado going to be able to neutralize this top outpost actually. So the middle outpost is still under his control, and he's going to be spamming that, you know, F1 active ability a lot here to keep Pave back.
This has been a really harass-heavy game. I'd like to point out that both players are very well able to stay ahead of their bank in this particular match. So they are building, they are consistently cranking units out, but they're being possibly a little bit too over-aggressive in that they recognize their opponent has nothing, so they try to push, but also they have nothing.
Right. So this is a very I mean, admittedly
it's
not
a mech-centric matchup.
Right, right. And you know, admittedly, let's be real. This is not that high level of game. This is the kind of thing that I think a lot of players can learn from, because you know, I think a lot of players come into AirMech expecting to treat it like a MOBA. You're controlling this giant transforming robot, and you're going to be, you know, the awesome thing that's commanding and dominating on the field. But you know,
which they are.
Which they are. But need to definitely recognize that this is also an RTS, and a lot of unit placement and unit management is very, very important.
Finally counter-sniping those shooters, so I think he's been getting the better engagements with the unit trades. I would expect that if they don't get replaced, then Pave is actually going to capture middle here.
He probably will, and again, level advantage is going to start showing 6 to 5, although Jorunado has gotten 1 or 2 kills. Let me see. I think you can actually see that. So, no. Jorunado did not get any kills on Pave. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. Neither player has actually gotten a kill. I guess I don't remember hearing first blood. But at this point, the way that Pave is finishing off units, and I think, especially because Jorunado is throwing a lot of them at Pave and kind of allowing him to get those kills, we are going to start to see a level difference. There you go. We do have a kill. Let me see if that reflects properly. It does reflect properly. Headshot, yes. Pave going to be able to clear this, I think, pretty easily with his sniper rifle. 17 to 6, and we are 11 minutes into the game. Pave can now start bringing units out of that middle outpost area. No, Jorunado with his grenades going to prevent Pave from keeping this outpost under his control.
Those are some pretty sweet grenades, though.
Grenade, yeah, the grenades are pretty awesome. Jorunato's actually been posting on Discord how for some reason he's figured out a way to just throw them at an insane rate. I don't know how. He's figured something out, man, and he can do quite a lot of damage, even compared to you know, anyone else using the F1 burst damage ability. Well, burst fire rate ability is what it is, basically. Lots of units getting finished off by Jorunado. Pave, again, going one at a time, so that is definitely something that you want to avoid, using a lot of units, especially against the main action areas. Using a single unit against more than a single unit, unless you're really trying to do some harass or something on a fort or an outpost. That's when you start to do some unit drops, but you got to mass up your units and keep them together, and that's what I'd like to see Jorunado or Pave start you know, adapting to.
Jorunado's in a tough predicament here, though, that even if he solidifies control on the middle post, he's dealing with a level 8 Angel, and it's only getting higher and higher level. This is the sort of mech that you can't spam anti-air against and protect yourself against that harass, because it just outranges literally all units.
And eventually he's going to be able to one-shot literally, well, literally every unit except probably the very late game goalie, you know, goalie Gorgon, Devastator, maybe Roller or something like that. But I think even once an Angel gets high enough, can eventually start to 2-shot or 3-shot Rollers, which have an insane amount of health on them. So yeah, the longer this game goes, the better I think it'll be for Pave, because he will just be able to start one-shotting almost everything that Jorunado puts down the field.
Now, Jorunado does have an outpost advantage now. His creeps have managed to capture top right, and the T-99 for Pave that's trying to range it is in a bad position where half of its shots are getting blocked by a building. And so Jorunado actually will have the econ advantage here. Well, he'll be getting more money. He's got a little bit more unit cap, so he can waste a little bit without really fearing that much. And the way that you beat Angel is generally you outspam it.
Right. Something that you brought up actually just now did remind me of the Rumble #1 tournament, I guess, that we had last year, where Stewart used Angel a lot, but on this map, because there's so many obstacles, Angel has to be used extremely precisely, and you know, very I guess you have to really recognize what is open on the map, what lanes are available for you to shoot through, and Jorunado again going to be falling victim to that stasis shot, but going to be able to boost away before Pave gets that final hit.
Goes ahead and bunkers 2 butchers, because why not? Now, they are melee units, so they'll have a little bit of trouble doing a whole lot from those bunkers, but they do add a little bit of extra oomph to that outpost armor and keep it from going down quite as quickly. Considering
that his opponent is an Angel using shooters, probably wants to switch those out for anything, really. Now Jorunado actually going to start using the butchers at this top left. Easily getting neutralization.
And it worked.
Oh gosh, all 4 creeps, or not creeps, butchers stayed alive, and so he will be able to keep this outpost for a little while.
There's a new Sweeney Todd in town.
Oh god. So keeping the butchers alive and reinforcing it with even more. One does go down to the T-99, but Jorunado with his massive grenade use might be able to get this to work. No, now the outpost goes down to neutral. Jorunado gets finished off, and creeps walking in, and Pave taking it back.
Shot for the win, just knocking him right out, trying to heal over his post, trying to collect units, and just with Pave just constantly shooting him in the face the whole time, just will not let him take a breath.
It was very promising. I was getting pretty hyped there for Jorunado, but now we have to, you know, he's forced to move back to the mid fight again versus this Angel. We are in the 15th minute. Oh, I'm sorry, 16th minute of the game. So level 4 creeps are now starting to come out. Pave with a pretty good lead, 12,000 credits in his bank, where Jorunado is starved right now.
Pave going ahead and just putting a T-99 on the top of every building he can fit one on, just because they look cool. They're good for defense. But now that he's high enough level, he can start to transition into that Gorgon Goliath composition that we saw him go earlier.
Which he's already has one Gorgon out on the field, and that T-99 over there, and I think a couple of creeps have been able to neutralize that top right outpost. But oh, and again, too many T-99s for Jorunado to handle, and getting
the
killed.
stasis shot locking him down and leaving him fodder for all these turrets.
Yes, that is quite a deadly combination, especially for someone who likes to use Helix like him as a heavy harasser forced to land. So, you know, not going to be using him as the carry mech that the Helix is. Still, the bottom left outpost is, okay, just got neutralized by creeps, and Pave will take it back under his control. Now, where will he decide to take the fight?
Going down.
Oh, did he? I want to look at that. I like how it looks. It looks pretty awesome. I feel like it needs a little bit more Z-axis height, so it makes sense that mechs actually fire at it. That's kind of weird, but because it looks flat. But anyway, a nuke going down on an outpost. Do they?
I don't know if nukes damage buildings, but this is a great time to find out.
This is
I'm pretty sure
yes.
they don't, but I'd like to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
If this thing just gets disintegrated.
If I had to bet, I would bet that it doesn't. And I know there's action going on the other side of that, but I want to keep my eye on this right now. And yes, it did. Weirdly,
It did a little bit of damage to one unit in one corner.
That's really weird how that happened. Well, I guess the short answer is yes, but it doesn't do it in the way that you would think it should. Should it be intended? That's pretty weird anyway.
Probably not a cost-effective trade-off, but it looks super cool.
Yeah, it does definitely. It definitely entertained me to no end. And right now, Jorunado and Pave still going at it right here in the middle area. Jorunado putting down more brutes, but okay, Gorgon, another Gorgon down, I think, or is that the same Gorgon down for Pave? Yeah, I think so. But he is actually now working on the top right, which he has just now gotten to take under his control, and Jorunado down to his last outpost.
When in doubt, why not more turrets? Pave just actually finally turning the tide of that top right stalemate by adding, yes, more turrets, throwing them onto the top of the mountain, cranking more out, solidifying that hold by putting turrets in the sockets. So now working with maybe 7 T-99 scattered across that center diagonal running from top right to bottom left.
Let's take a quick look. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wow, your count was spot on, but if you want to count all of them, it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 T-99s out on the field. That's a lot of T's, and that's a lot of 99s.
And that's a lot of money, that's a lot of upkeep, and that's a lot of not being able to move.
That is a lot of not being able to move. I did mention to Pave in chat in between matches that, hey, try making more tanks, but doesn't look like he's going for it, but it doesn't look like he needs it in this case. It does look like Pave Pave is going to be able to take this last outpost pretty soon, although it does have a couple of blue creeps in it. It is neutral still, and Pave getting another finish on Jorunado, but he's really low on health himself and gets himself finished off by some creeps.
The creeps also finishing off the Gorgon itself, so we're back to square one.
Although,
there's just a little force of dedicated creeps here. They are the Space Marines wandering in.
We are 30 seconds or 24 seconds away from domination. Does Jorunado have his, you know, fire rate boost ability? Considering that he has not been able to neutralize this outpost yet, until now, I would say that it was on cooldown. So trying to keep this out of domination status, and Pave with, wait, is that that's an actual silo that's sticking out of that post right there. Did he lose his silo? He did lose his silo. He did. That was when it was being fired. That was when it was in the air, when we were staring at the outpost, I think. And there you go.
Well,
puts another one down.
Now we have a new silo, and just in case, we throw another turret next to it for
extra defense. Just in case Jorunado decides to you know, to harass that as well. We are at 25
socketed turrets at home. We have no fear of a backdoor here. Pave is just absolutely secure in the ground that he holds.
And I'd like to see him leapfrog up a little bit more. Another silo marker going up. I don't think he's aware that it doesn't do damage to forts.
He has nothing to nuke. There's literally no units to nuke, so he's just going to nuke the ground. This is scorched earth.
Yeah, he does not. He is not aware that it does not do damage to forts, I'm pretty sure. So he will get that outpost neutralized, though. Tesla Tower and level 4 creeps. More creeps coming in.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, the humanity.
The tree's looking a little bit darker now.
I like the green sparkly. Not really related to anything, but I see it, so I say it. Jorunado trying to take this top right outpost back under his control with brutes, but there are a lot of T-99s here in the area. He does get one finished off, and another, okay, he's looking for something to nuke, because nukes are cool.
Just give me a target.
Did he drop it?
Wandering around looking for anything. Any blue units that show their face are going to get a nuke dropped right on top of them.
So he put it right in front of the fort, probably with after he scouted around and was like, nothing, I guess. So he just dropped it wherever. He has plenty of credits to go around, I would think. Right now he's 15,000 in the bank, 60 out of 92 upkeep, so he has plenty of upkeep to max upkeep to spare as well. Needs to start leapfrogging those turrets up, I would say, but he can't hear me. The nuke gonna go down. I just like watching it. Boom, 5,600 damage to concrete. I think that's probably what happened just there.
Just blowing up some props.
Yeah.
So
Jorunado
is going with mass brute ratchet. Okay.
Which apparently is a thing.
It works if you work it, man.
Jorunado leveling up in his harass there. Might be able to finish off this T-99. No, gets himself. Okay, does kill the T-99 with his last shots. Is able to get the T-99 killed, but Pave now 18 seconds, 17 seconds away from being from dominating Jorunado. Again, would like to see goalies. Goalies are the go-to unit after level 7. Jorunado just going to continue to harass here. I'd like to see Pave lock down his forward outposts rather than his rear outposts. But Jorunado actually pretty low here, and there you go. Another finish.
Where is Jorunado's money going? What is he building?
That is a great question. I don't know.
He's been bankrupt this whole game, but along the same lines, he's never had more than 5 units on the field at any given point.
It's very impressive how he's been able to last this long, I would think. And Pave trying to... You can actually hit mechs in the air with sniper rifle, which he didn't actually have to do that time. Although...
Domination has commenced.
Has commenced. Fireworks. Were those fireworks? Oh, that was because he has spectacular death. That's an awesome flare. That's a hilarious idea for a flare, and I'm really glad that they decided to put something like that in. But there you go, Pave taking it 2-0 over Jorunado, sniping on Airfields. So I guess my message, you can choose what you'd like, but my message I would think is, I'd like to say is, leapfrog your turrets up and bunker down your forward outposts and just try to keep an eye on your minimap and scout around. Frisky?
No units? Push anyway.
No units, push anyway. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright guys, we're going to try to get bracket A working. We're gonna see. Just stay right here and enjoy music and weird meme stuffs.